Hi, Mandy Curry here with Healthy Kids Inc. and today we're going to show you how to make a healthy homemade pasta sauce. This pasta sauce is going to serve two different functions for us this week. One is going to help us with a healthy dinner one night, and the second thing is it's going to help our kids who are going to be taking pasta in their lunches twice this week. So we're going to be able to knock out a couple lunches and a dinner all at once. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and get started with a pot of boiling water. So we're always going to boil our water with the lid on to get started. That's going to help your water to boil a little bit faster. All right, step two is we're going to take our Roma tomatoes. Here we have about 12 Roma tomatoes. All we need to do is just take the bottom side of your Roma tomato, we're going to score it. Put a nice little X on here. That's going to let the skin peel away from the tomato as it boils. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop it into our boiling water. We're going to do this very gently. We're going to do all of our tomatoes that way. These only need to boil in the water for about 45 seconds, and then you're going to see the skin start to peel away, and that's what we're looking for. And this tomato is a great example of what we're talking about. So the skin is starting to peel away from the tomato. Now it's time for us to go ahead and put this into the ice bath. The ice bath is going to stop the cooking process. So all we have here is just a large bowl of ice and cold water. We're going to go ahead and just put the tomato right in there. It's only going to take about 2 minutes for your tomatoes to cool in the ice bath. All we're going to do now is just peel the skin away, discard that, and we're going to put the rest of our tomato into the Vitamix or any blender that you can. And we're going to soften these up in the blender, puree them. Make sure that you cut off the hard end of the tomato. All right, so all we do here, again, peel the skin off. Really easy to pull that back now. We're going to cut off the hard end. And then the whole tomato goes into your blender. And your hands are going to get super cold throughout this process. This ice bath is freezing. But mission accomplished. That is all that we needed to do. We have our tomatoes in the Vitamix. We are ready to go. Let's go ahead and get this started. We're going to puree these. It's only going to take a minute. Depending on the consistency that you and your family like it, that's going to determine how long you need to blend this. So our family likes our pasta sauce very thin, so we're going to blend this even a little bit more. All right, now we have our tomatoes pureed. We're going to go ahead and start to saute our onions and our garlic. Real simple, we're using the same pot that we used earlier. We're going to go ahead in with a little bit of our extra virgin olive oil. Let that heat for just a moment. Here we have our diced onions and our minced garlic. About 3 to 5 cloves of garlic that we're using here and about half of an onion. We're going to add a little bit of our Himalayan salt and a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. We will season this again once we bring and combine the tomatoes in here. Simply going to saute this until your onions become translucent. It's been about 2 minutes now. Our onions are nice and soft, and now it's time to go in with our pureed tomatoes. Now, if you have a Vitamix at home, a few tips and tricks. If you want to add some more vegetables to your kids' diet, you could actually even include a little bit of kale in with your tomatoes or even some carrots. Mix that up in the Vitamix, and the kids will never even know it. The garlic and the onions will definitely overpower any additional vegetables that you might want to add to this. All right, we're going to go ahead and just stir that up. Okay, we have a few more ingredients to add. We're going to add our tomato paste now. We have 2 small cans, 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. We also have some fresh oregano that we chopped up, and then also a little bit of Italian seasoning. You could create your own Italian seasoning blend or just buy a pre-made Italian seasoning. So let's go ahead in with our tomato paste. All right, you're going to want to continue to stir to get your tomato paste evened out just a little bit. And now we're ready to go in with our oregano. It's about half of a container of oregano, about 3 tablespoons, and again our Italian seasoning. We're going to finish this off. Go ahead, do a little bit of salt and pepper again. We'll do salt and pepper a few more times throughout. Give it another stir. Now at this point, we're just gonna let this go ahead and cook in the pot. It's gonna be about a minimum of 30 minutes. You can just put the lid on, you can walk away from it. We're gonna cook this onto a low heat. The longer that you cook it, the more the flavors are gonna come together. This is gonna be a really tasty pasta sauce for us. Now, if you want, you can even then, when it's done, add a little bit of ground beef, which is what we do. We like to brown our ground beef. We use ground beef, ground turkey, lamb, bison, goat, anything that you want in a ground format is perfect with your sauce. You can add that at the very end. Then we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on. So again, the larger of a pot that you make, the longer this will last. So you could put them into some nice glass jars, you could keep it in your refrigerator, have it for a couple of meals throughout the week or even for lunch, or you could can it and have it for additional meals even well down the road. So now we're gonna go ahead and just let this cook for about 30 minutes and we will show you the finished product in just a few minutes. We're back. Our pasta sauce is ready. It took us about 35 minutes to cook the sauce. It's the perfect consistency. The taste is really good. That's what we were looking for. We wanted all those flavors to blend in together. We did add a little bit of salt and pepper about halfway through the cooking process, but that's it. That's all that we needed to do. Now, all we have left to do is to plate this up. So I have two different options for noodles here. One is just a gluten-free penne pasta noodle, and the other is we're gonna use some vegetables. So what I like to do, especially if you have picky eaters, is to give them a choice. So tonight what we're gonna be doing is giving our kids two different options on their plate. One is gonna be the penne pasta, the other is gonna be the vegetable topped with our sauce. So let's go ahead and show you how we do that. It's a great vegetable spinner that can make pasta like noodles out of vegetables. Multiple different attachments to this too. Get this for about $40. There are also some cheaper versions out there too. As you can see, we have some beautiful pasta-like noodles out of vegetables. So all we're going to do now is just to add some of these to our plate. Actually, sometimes we'll cut some of these because they do get extremely long. It'll make it a little bit easier for the kids to eat. You could always saute these up if you wanted, serve them as a nice side dish. In this case, we're just gonna add a little bit of our pasta sauce to it. We're also gonna give them our choice then of our gluten-free noodles. Now all we need to do is to add our sauce. Now again, if you want to add a little bit of ground beef to it, it's going to make it a little bit heartier, and we'll eventually do that too. But here is a little bit of our sauce that we'll add to it. And again, it's always nice if you have picky eaters to give them an option or to give them two different choices. And they're going to feel really proud of themselves when they try them both. Even if they don't eat all of the zucchini noodles, at least they tried it. And if you offer it again the next time that you have pasta, that's going to give them another introduction to it. And eventually they're going to be more comfortable with this as their pasta noodle, and they'll start to accept it and like it. And that's what this is all about. And then again, you can saute these up, you could serve them as a side dish. These are really fun and easy to work with, and you could do the same with your squash as well. And that's all that it takes to pull off a healthy homemade pasta sauce. Hope that you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see all of our latest videos, and also when we bring the kids in the kitchen too, because that's always fun and entertaining. And also be sure to check us out at healthykidsinc.com, where we feature an online meal planner. All right, that's everything for now. We will see you back again real soon.